title. But my goodness, what a lot has happened since then. Clive Tyldesley looks back.
It's 8 months since Arsenal and Liverpool came under starters' orders. The great race went off at a gallop. The rest of the field were in a different event. The defending champions winning 3-1 at Sheffield United on the opening day of the season. The challengers winning 3-0 at Wimbledon. No need for a pacemaker in this marathon. The leadership of the First Division has been the sole preserve of Arsenal and Liverpool this season. It's been a two-thoroughbred race. The first classic of the season came on September the 1st. John Barnes' late winner against Aston Villa.
Nicely timed, the overlap from Ablett. Barnes, Bryce first to him again. With as much strength as he can muster. Oh my word! What can you do about that? Absolutely nothing.
Liverpool did absolutely nothing wrong in the opening 2 months of the season. In the space of 6 days in mid-September, they put 4 past Manchester United, then 3 past Everton. 8 straight league wins, just for starters. Arsenal weren't doing much wrong. A 2-0 win at Nottingham Forest moved them into second place, where they would wait patiently until the turn of the year. But by the start of October, they were already 6 points adrift. But on October the 20th, Liverpool rejoined the human race. Disaster, their first drop points, despite an early Gary Gillespie goal at Norwich. It was the start of an afternoon so rich in headlines that the papers were full of its events for weeks to come. At Carrow Road, football was the story. Rule Fox scored the goal that scratched Liverpool's perfect record. But as fate would have it, they still gained ground on Arsenal. The same fateful day at Old Trafford, Anders Limpar's disputed goal beat Manchester United. But the dispute that led to an unseemly skirmish between players of both sides cost Arsenal 2 deducted points. When the dust settled, they were 8 adrift of Liverpool, who swallowed a Rumbelows Cup defeat at United's hands to blow Tottenham away on the match 4 days later.
Mulvey, Burrows. It's a lovely little ball in! It's another one for Rush!
But Arsenal had trimmed the leeway to 6 points by the time the Big Two had their first summit meeting on December the 2nd. It was, in every sense, a real 6-pointer. Liverpool arrived at Highbury without Beardsley and Houghton. They left Highbury without their unbeaten league record too.
Merson, oh what a lovely back heel! Smith with a shot, a fantastic goal! 3-0!
It was a watershed victory for Arsenal. The Liverpool engine had started to misfire. It was still a high-performance model in the forward gears, but it was chugging a bit in reverse. Kenny Dalglish, beset by injuries, just couldn't get the mixture quite right. His team were actually losing leads at Anfield. Wimbledon coming back to pinch a point at the Kop end. Unheard of. The same day, January the 19th, Arsenal hit the top for the first time. Paul Merson's goal against Everton gave them a 1-point advantage. Ironically, they lost their next league game at Chelsea, their one and only blemish to date. And Liverpool returned to pole position. Kenny Dalglish's latest and last signing, David Speedie, scoring twice in the first of 4 compelling Merseyside derbies during the month of February. By the end of the series, Kenny Dalglish had resigned. He'd steered the club majestically through its most trying years, but at a personal cost. He said he'd pushed himself to the limit. His staff sergeant, Ronnie Moran, was called up to limit the damage, but in his first game at the helm, the Mersey boat was rocked by Luton Town, who beat Liverpool 3-1. Arsenal had already proved themselves capable of absorbing the turbulence encountered at the Old Trafford fracas and the Tony Adams affair. Now Liverpool's resilience was under examination. 4 days after that defeat at Kenilworth Road, and they were out of the FA Cup. 8 days after it, and they were entertaining Arsenal on the match at Anfield. March the 3rd, D-Day.
Merson. Oh, that's a good ball. Smith playing him back in now for Paul Merson. It's a goal for Arsenal, and Merson has scored it.
You couldn't get a bet on Arsenal after that win. Liverpool had apparently cracked. So much so, they won the next 3 games, slotting 7 crackers past Peter Shilton at Derby to retake the title lead on March the 23rd. But when Arsenal themselves beat Derby, albeit more modestly a week later, they were back in the pilot's seat. They've been there ever since. Their hands on the wheel of their own fortunes. On that same afternoon, March the 30th, their old strategist Don Howe plotted an Anfield ambush. Queen's Park Rangers winning 3-1 there. Defeat at Southampton followed, then a home draw with Coventry. Liverpool drifted 8 points off the title pace. Surely this time they would concede defeat. Wrong again.
Liverpool now putting on something of a masterclass against a defence that has been flirting with an offside trap, and they just haven't got that right as Barnes strides away and makes it 4. This is wonderful. It's slaughter here.
3 days later, Liverpool were reunited with an old flame. The burning desire of Graham Souness returned to Merseyside to stoke the title fires and challenge the cool command of George Graham. 2 Scots chasing England's first prize. 24 hours after Souness's appointment, Arsenal powered into a 2-goal lead over Manchester City at Highbury. The prize on offer to them that night, 8 points of daylight at the top. But this championship story has been written to run and run and run. A mysterious penalty award and a David White goal later, and City had forced a draw. And the plot had taken another twist. Liverpool still within reach. Souness maybe sensed a chink in the gunner's armoury. He quickly fired off 2 3-goal volleys against Norwich and Crystal Palace. The new mood at Anfield set by an explosive half volley from Ian Rush. His 300th club goal. Over to you, Arsenal. The same night, a buoyant Queen's Park Rangers sunk at Highbury. Stride for stride, goal for goal, Arsenal have matched Liverpool and their run off the last bend. We're in the home straight, it's a sprint finish, and it's Arsenal by a short head. George Graham wasn't expecting Liverpool to hit any more obstacles, neither was Graham Souness for that matter, but 2 defeats in 3 days, capped by Ian Woan's winner for Nottingham Forest, made Monday night party night at Highbury. Arsenal champions with 2 games to spare.
Quick throw there. Dixon. It's in by Alan Smith. Ferguson's after him. He might find it hard to get rid of Campbell. It's Smith. It's another one for Alan Smith. A hat-trick for Alan Smith. 3-0 for Arsenal.
George Graham's big night out capped with a celebratory win over Manchester United. Arsenal, winners of the great race for the 2nd time in 3 years.
I wonder if anybody put money on